the Mistress Carrie Situation Report for June 5th, 2023. Your daily entertainment headlines, industry info, and everything rock. Lacuna Coil have unleashed their recently announced new single, Never Done. The band partnering with Come On, the renowned board game publisher behind the popular game Zombicide. Now Never Done is a notable addition to Come On's latest Kickstarter project, Zombicide White Death. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre have announced that they're moving their upcoming Hollywood Bowl shows to October in a show of solidarity with the Writers Guild of America and their ongoing strike. The shows commemorating the 30th anniversary of Snoop's Dr. Dre-produced debut album, Doggy Style, were set to take place across 2 nights at the end of June. They've been rescheduled to October 20th and 21st. Snoop saying the ongoing WGA strike and the DGA, the Directors Guild of America, and SAG-AFTRA negotiations, quote, as the reason for the postponement. We stand in solidarity with the unions and are hopeful that the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers will negotiate fair deals as soon as possible and everyone can go back to work. He continued, somebody explained to me how you can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 billion. That's the main gripe with a lot of us artists that do major numbers. It still don't add up. We're like, where the fuck is the money? Peter Gabriel is exploring reawakening senses in the song Road to Joy, dealing with the near-death experience and locked-in syndrome situations where people are unable to communicate or move. Road to Joy is the 6th single off of his upcoming album, I.O., that's scheduled for release later this year. During a recent radio interview in Mexico, Metallica bass player Robert Trujillo talked about who he would like to hear cover the title track from the band's latest album, saying, quote, let's see what would be a really powerful song. I mean, I would like to hear, it's going to sound crazy, but what if 72 Seasons was covered by Slayer? I mean, that would be pretty cool. He continued, no one would expect that, but I would love it because I always feel like some people say there's a competition between us. Maybe it's because I come into the band later that I view us as more of 2 signature or iconic powerhouses. But what if the classic Slayer lineup covered a song like 72 Seasons? That would be pretty cool. Speaking of Metallica, Five Finger Death Punch announced the cancellation of their final 3 European summer shows due to medical concerns related to Ivan Moody's recent hernia surgery. That means the band has dropped off the Metallica Gothenburg, Sweden date coming up on June 18th. The band Epica are once again happy to fill in. Five Finger Death Punch releasing the statement that they'll be backing out of their Romania, Sweden, and Switzerland shows, saying Ivan was recently seen by his medical team and they have now advised him to rest and refrain from travel until the beginning of July. This is to ensure that he makes a full recovery and he can be ready to start the North American leg of this tour on July 21st in York, Pennsylvania without further interruption. We would like to thank Metallica for their unwavering support of the band and of Ivan during this tough time. We would also like to thank Floor Jansen and Epica for stepping in on such short notice to fill our spot. We'd also like to thank the fans for your understanding and patience. It is heartbreaking we're not able to play these shows, but we'll most certainly return next year when we have a few other things planned as well. Youngblood joined forces with Limp Bizkit over the weekend at the Rock im Park Festival, joining the band on stage for the classic Limp Bizkit song, Break Stuff. You can check out fan shot video from the German festival online. Youngblood has also been teasing a new single of his own called Low Life. And Till Lindemann from Rammstein has been dumped by his book publisher as more disturbing allegations emerge. The band has now responded, releasing a statement saying the publications of the last few days have caused irritation and questions among the public and especially among our fans. The allegations have hit us hard and we take them extremely seriously. We say to our fans, it's important to us that you feel comfortable and safe at our shows in front and behind the stage. We condemn any kind of transgression and ask you, do not engage in public prejudice of any kind against those that have made allegations. You have a right to your point of view. But we, the band, also have a right, namely not to be prejudiced either. The 60-year-old German frontman last month had a woman publicly come forward with allegations of having been recruited to attend a so-called Ro-O party scheduled around one of Rammstein's recent shows. The woman claimed that members of the band's camp had recruited women in attendance at the band show to hang out with members of the band and crew at a private event. The allegations in particular singled out the band's vocalist as being involved in those parties, which the women claimed to have discovered were centered around sexual encounters. The woman who made the allegations claimed that she was drugged during the private party and awoke with bruises of an unknown origin. She claims that she went to the police with the matter, and now more women have come forward as well. Former Queensryche lead singer Geoff Tate confirmed that his memoir is almost finished, saying he's been working on his autobiography, quote, for quite a few years, saying, quote, it's a lot of work to be a book writer, I find. It's different with songs. For example, you might spend a month per song writing the music and writing the lyrics, and then it's finished. But books can take years to write. Every chapter has to be so in-depth. It depends on what kind of book. In my case, writing an autobiography is a little easier because I know my subject very well. And finally, Evanescence recruited Papa Roach vocalist Jacoby Shaddix to join them on stage during the performance of Bring Me to Life at the Rock am Ring Festival over the weekend. The song has gone 3 times platinum on its own and is off of the band's debut album, Fallen, which is certified diamond. And that's your sit rep. For more details on all of the stories, check the links in the show notes of this episode. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie Podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Episode 156, featuring Josh Tate from Buckcherry, is available now.